make AC look bad and trying to continue their assault on Casey Anthony rather than focusing in on the search for Kaylee. They know they haven't found Kaylee, and I have to come here to Cindy Anthony's home, try and explain to them why the police would rather do something like this 2 months later after they had this information than go out there and search for Kaylee.
Right,
and I have something important to tell you, but go ahead.
Go ahead, tell me. No, I'll take anything important.
Well, let me tell you something. The police leaked that they were going to do this tonight. I caught wind of it, and I sent them a fax. I'm about to go out with all the reporters and show them a fax that I sent to Detective John Allen prior to this happening, advising them that if they were going to arrest her, that I would voluntarily surrender her, and we can do this like professionals.
It's funny. Go ahead.
I then followed up and called Detective Allen, spoke to him personally, and he told me that they weren't planning on doing anything. And now they come over here and they play these games. This is exactly the type of sabotage that they're trying to do. They don't care about the presumption of innocence. All they care about is making her look bad, creating a ruckus, so they can go on and show that they're trying to do some type of a job when they know they haven't done their main job, which is finding Kaylee.
Before you said that you were going to tell me something important, I was going to say to you that you know I'm very suspicious of your client, extremely suspicious, but I've never seen such a show of force for uttering, which is passing the check, petty theft and forgery. Usually what you do is you call up the lawyer and say, will you turn your client in? You don't usually have a show for it. I mean, I agree with you on that, but I'm very suspicious of your client. Don't get me wrong, but this is an extraordinary show of force for economic crimes. What's the typical bond for this crime?
Well, it should be in the area of under $5,000. All
right. Well,
it's certainly be under $5,000. Usually, it's normally based on the amount of money that we're talking about. What I'm gathering, it's $700.
What did your client have to say? What was her mood? I know you won't tell me attorney-client privilege on the substance of the allegation, but what was her mood when the police showed up?
Well, I was on the phone with her, and they didn't even want to tell her what she was being arrested for. They were more interested in their little show, and they got out, and once they took her out, that's when they that's when they went out and decided to tell us what they were arresting her for. I can tell you this, if you want to see if you want to look at even further proof, economic crime officers didn't arrest her. It was it's the lead detective, Detective Allen and Detective Melich, who were the ones who came out here to do this. Apparently, they got their jollies and they did it again. And it's getting pathetic and ridiculous out here.
Jose, thank you, and I assume you got a bond here and you got to do tomorrow or something. So thank you for joining us this evening, and I hope you come back, Jose.
Thank you.
Let's bring in the panel. Join us live, our criminal defense attorneys Jeff Brown, Michael Cardoza, Ted Williams, and Bernie Grimm. Jeff Brown, since you're the Florida lawyer, I'll start with you. Look, typically this is the kind of case where you call the lawyer and say, look, I got your client on some economic crimes. You want to turn the client in, or do you want us to go out and arrest? Isn't it? I mean, that's the way I've always seen it done.
That's the way it's always done. These are minor crimes. These are ROR. We call them ROR, which means released on your recognizance. But if they're not an ROR crime, it's a tiny bond. It's just no big deal. And to have this abuse of power, it's upsetting to me to see the government, which is such a powerful force, to be able to do something like this. And it just shows you that power can get corrupted and abused. It happens, and this is an example of it.
And I'm sitting about 2 feet from Ted. I can see out of the corner of my eye that Ted is shaking his head.
Who gives a damn? The bottom line is, I don't care about you giving. I do give a damn. There's a young child.
You just said who gives a damn. You just said who gives a damn.
I give a damn about the fact that a young child is missing and that a mother is not cooperating, and a mother should have had a butt stayed in jail, but you had two con man bounty hunters who got a butt out of jail.
Do you want to
I don't care.
What constitution?
What is unconstitutional about them arresting her, Jeff? They have a right to arrest her.
What you're saying then is that the end justifies the means. You're saying throw away the Constitution.
Jeff, I'm saying I'm happy that a butt is behind bars.
If you think somebody's guilty, they should go ahead and throw him behind bars. Let's not even have a trial, Ted.
All right, let me
go in front of you.
Let me go to Bernie, who's sitting between Ted and me.
Well, I don't want to disagree with Ted because
he sounds dangerous tonight.
Well, he's about to throw me off the roof, and I thought I was going to get selected.
That's why I said you do it, not me.
I thought I was going to get picked by McCain today, but that's out, so I'm up here. But at any rate, Jeff's absolutely right, and Ted knows I love him in every conceivable type of way. But at any rate, Jeff's right. You can't send homicide to go arrest somebody on a petty larceny or an uttering charge.
I mean, why not? Tell me why not?
You can.
They're police officers. They're law enforcement officers. You can send law enforcement officers.
You can, Ted, but it's not right. Now,
what's wrong with it?
I'll yield to Michael Cardozo.
All right, Michael Cardozo, your turn, because as I said, I'm very suspicious of that young woman. And yet, on the other hand, this is not how it's usually done for economic crimes. Go ahead, Michael, your turn.
No, it's not done that way at all. And what they're doing is as Jeff and Bernie say, is absolutely wrong. You have the sympathy of the Ted, stop. They have the sympathy of the public. Everybody knows that she did something to her daughter. You're going to make her the victim now by doing stupid things like this. Go forward with your prosecution. Don't grandstand like this. Do what you have to do professionally.
I wonder on Greta Livewire who would disagree with this arrest.
All right, I'm going to give you the last 30 seconds, Ted, because you're alone on this one.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is, hey, look, I think if you didn't have these two con man bounty hunters out there, she would still be in jail. I guarantee you they are not going to cast another bail for her to get her out. And I think these law enforcement officers are frustrated. I think the law enforcement officers were frustrated with the interference, and they're happy she's behind bars. And by the way, I'm happy she's behind bars.
Ted, you're so wrong on this one.
And with that,
thank you, Reverend Wright.
Ouch. Anyway, panel, thank you all. It's Friday night. Thank you all. Anyway, coming up, Hurricane Gustav is ready to slam the United States. This is already a killer storm. It could follow the same track and be just as strong. Hold on to your seat. Hurricane Katrina. Yes, Hurricane Katrina 3 years ago right now. So stick around. We want to show you something that you may never forget.
This program is brought to you by the Thomasville Spring Sale, going on now.